Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marika Lake and I live on the west coast of Australia with my hubby Greg and our 4 beautiful kiddos who we homeschool. I have Will, who is in grade 7, Em, who's in grade 3, Cruz is in grade 1, and little Jackson is in kindergarten. And we are into our 3rd year of homeschooling here in the Lake House Homeschool. In today's video, I'm going to give you a look inside the new Christmas unit study that has come from Gather Round Homeschool. It is called Christmas Around the World and it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to give you a flip through of this gorgeous curriculum. So I purchased the digital copy of the Christmas Around the World mini unit. If you look at their website, you can buy it in various different forms. You can buy it in a hard copy, digital copy. You can buy just a teacher's guide and individual workbooks, but I purchased the digital copy and I get the teacher's guide and all the student notebooks. And I've just printed mine off and popped it in this 2-ring binder. Okay, let's have a look inside. Now, with this unit study, they have included just the table of contents here, and then it jumps straight into the lessons. Now, for the scope and sequence pages, and the book list pages and planning pages that are usually included in Gather Round unit studies are now available on the website for you to download and keep on your computer or print out if you like. So they don't actually put it into the copies. I think they're just trying to make the books smaller for print and for printing. And so they put all of those planning pages and book lists and things like that onto the website for you to access, I believe, for free. So it just has the contents page and straight into the lessons, and you can print off those pages and add it yourself or just keep them on your computer. Now, here is the contents page. Now, this is a mini unit study, so there are only 12 lessons. And normally, the unit studies from Gather Round Homeschool include all of the curriculum things that you need to do. So it'll include language and literacy, Bible, science, geography, history, art. But in the unit studies, it's set out a little bit different. It doesn't have all of the lessons. Basically, it'll just have 2 lessons for them to complete. So if you are wanting to do this unit study and you're needing to keep on with schoolwork, you might want to do it alongside the curriculum that you're already using or alongside your Gather Round unit studies, and then this would become then an extra. So just keep that in mind. It's not a full curriculum, it's a mini unit, so it's like an add-on. Okay, so there's 12 lessons, and here are all the countries that you're going to be looking at in this Christmas Around the World mini unit. So you can pause that and read that if you like, and then it jumps straight into the lessons. So this is the teacher's guide. I have printed out my copy so that I can show you, but what I usually do is cast this from my computer to my TV. We have Apple TV, so that's how I'm able to do that, and then I read aloud to the children, and then all of my kids can see all of the pictures, because that's one thing about Gather Round. They do have beautiful pictures and illustrations in their curriculum, and so having 4 children who are listening, it's easier for me to cast this to the TV and we sit in our lounge room and then they can see the wonderful pictures. So this is lesson 1, and this is about Iceland, and these are all of the read aloud portions. They do have these, some of the countries have these sections, which is a myth alert, and it's going to be talking about a tradition. It just has a little note here. If you have young or sensitive children, consider pre-reading or skipping this paragraph. So I just love that they give you just a little note about, hey, this is what's coming up, and so this may be a myth and you may want to skip it, or you may want to share it and talk about it with your children. So that's just a great little thing that they've popped in there. Here is the more read aloud, and then that's the end of the read aloud section. And then here they just have information for you of what the kids are going to be doing in their notebook. Now, at the end of each lesson, they do have a section that says, what does the Bible say? And they are then linking it back to the Bible and what the Bible says about Christmas. And so I really, really love that. And so then it goes into lesson 2, and this one is about New Zealand. So it's got a map, looking at preparations, traditions, food that they eat, things that they may do on the day, and again linking it back to the Bible, and then it has an extension activity here, and then it goes in, this section here has answers for the notebooks, and I'll show you some of those notebooks in a second. All right, let me give you a quick flip through of the rest of the lessons. There are some optional extras available on the Gather Round website as well to go along with this unit study. I believe there's a recipe book that you can purchase that you can make recipes from different countries for their traditional Christmas dishes, which sounds amazing. There's also a letter pack that you can get, which I think is letters from the different countries. And there's also these ornaments from around the world that you get as this, I believe you get as a part of the package. And so there's an ornament for each country that you can print out onto card, and then the children can colour it in, and then there's instructions to cut it out and assemble it, and then you can hang it on your tree. You could have your own little tree to hang the 12 ornaments on as you're working through this mini unit study. So you'll have one ornament for each country. So you can print off as many as you like, so each of your children can have one, or one for the family, but they're different ornaments there for the different countries, which is really great. Okay, so that was a look at the teacher's guide, which is what you read aloud to all of your children, and then they'll have their own notebook to work on. Now, I have printed out, I have a pre-reader, and I think I have elementary and middle school that I have printed out. So they're the books that I will show you. So this is the pre-reader. It just starts off with the table of contents and then straight into the lessons. Now, at the beginning, the first page that they do is like a notebooking page for the country, which is really, really great. My children really enjoy these notebook pages. So we just have, like colouring the flag of Iceland, finding it on the map. We have a decorate section here for them to draw. They have some writing here and another draw a picture of your favourite shoe on the windowsill. And so there's that notebooking page, and then they have one activity to go along with it. So this is the activity on these 2 pages. And what you'll find is that these activities are often repeated in the next child's book. And so, for example, so that's for Iceland. Let me just show you. I think it goes on to, that goes on to the next country. So this is Iceland. We had the notebooking page and then the activity. And if I just show you my daughter's book, she's in early elementary. I've printed her book out. And she has the same. So she has a notebooking page, which is very similar, just slightly different because she is older. Still drawing, we've still got the flag, find it on the map. The writing is Cruz's was a trace one. Hers is just the lines for her to write, writing, and a little bit, these are just a little bit different, but essentially the same. And then you can see here the activity is actually the same as what it was in the pre-reader. So these Christmas activities are designed for you more to do as a family. I know with the other unit studies from Gather Round, they kind of have their own individual worksheets that they're working on, but the Christmas mini unit study, it's kind of more craft based and family based, and so they have their own workbook, and sometimes their activities are a little bit different, but mostly they're the same because you're going to be working on them as a family. And so my oldest son, he is in middle school, and then his Iceland, this is his notebooking page. You can see draw the flag. The other ones were colouring in the flag, but his is blank, so he's actually going to draw that. His map is not labelled, so he still needs to find Iceland on the map and label it, and he has more writing than drawing for his activity. And then we're all doing the same activity together. So I really love that about this unit, especially for Christmas time, working together as a family on fun projects. It's really great. So that was for the first country, and then we go into the next one, which is New Zealand. Again, there is, so this is back to the pre-reader book. His notebooking page, flags, maps, colouring in, some writing and a little drawing activity, and they've actually included a Christmas carol in this one. And then another fun activity here, and they have listed the supplies. So this is actually creating something, and they've listed the supplies here. This is on to the next country. Again, we've got notebooking pages and then fun craft activities. So I'll just give you a quick flip through. Anything that requires cutouts for the notebooks are located in the appendix in the back of his notebook. So he should have everything he needs. And then if you need any extra art supplies, they do list them on the page. And there is a supplies page that you can grab, and you can have a look at everything you need for the lessons. So. All right, so there you go. As you can see, notebooking pages, which are great, and then fun activities to go along. And this is the appendix section. As you can see, they have any cutouts that are needed for the activities. Okay, this is the early elementary book, which my daughter will be using. It's set out exactly the same way. It's the contents page, and we saw this for Iceland. She has her notebooking page, and then an activity to go along with that. This is the next country, which is the same as the pre-reader, and so on. Just as the notebooks get a little bit older, those notebooking pages just get a little bit different. So they're more targeted at their age, and the activities are very similar. There might just be slight differences. And again, there's the fun activities, and at the in the appendix at the back of the book, it'll have any cutouts that she will need to complete her activities as well. So here is the appendix section with anything that she may need for her activities and her lessons. And then my son, who's 13, he is using the middle school book, and this is his notebook. Again, I showed you the Iceland one. He has notebooking pages, which are slightly different again from my daughter's, and a lot of the activities are the same. Some of them may just be altered to be a bit more age appropriate for the older children, but they still have fun activities and some crafts for them to complete as well. And most of the stuff is about doing something traditional from that country. So they may have a tradition that they hold in that country, and then you'll be doing that as a part of your activities. Here we go, making ornaments. And so they've shown you what they can look like, and you can go away and gather those materials and make them yourselves. Just fun things like that. And again, this is designing a sweater, and again, appendix has any of the cutouts that they need at the end. So there you go, there's a look inside the Christmas Around the World mini unit study from Gather Round. Now we are coming to the end of our school year here in Australia, so we finished, our last unit study we were doing was Creepy Crawlies, and we finished that for year. I'm not starting a new unit study. For the last, I think we've got 4 weeks left of school. For the last 4 weeks we'll be doing our Christmas unit study, we'll be doing Bible, we'll be continuing with our math. We have a spelling book we're working through. We have Australian history that we're working through. So we will continue all of that work and the co-op that we do, which is art. And then we will do this in place of our unit study, and then just do lots of fun stuff together, like putting up the Christmas tree, watching Christmas movies, buying gifts for toy drives and participating in things like that to round off the end of the year. So we are very excited to start this unit study. We love learning about different cultures, and so we're excited to get started on this mini unit study.
Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that you found that helpful. Make sure that you check out the description box down below, and I will pop in there links to the lovely curriculum that I just showed you, but also to some other videos from my channel that you might be interested in looking at. We've done lots of Gather Round unit studies here in our home. So if you'd like to have a look at some flip throughs and some reviews on those unit studies from Gather Round Homeschool, make sure you check the links in the description box down below. And if you have any questions for me, just leave a comment too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.